Dude, what did I just watch?
Hello?
After Riri Williams is down on her luck, she decides to join a group of criminals to do heists, but then everything goes sideways when she learns who she's really working for and what he really wants. This is a new Marvel spin-off series. So, without further ado, let's get to the review. Please let me know, did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was okay? Did you love it? Please let me know what you thought of IronHeart in the comments. Also, all the reviews I do are spoilers, so next time you spoilers, go watch the TV show, then come back and watch this video. Also, I have a lot of content on my channel. Check those out once this video is done, and we're kicking on things with the positives. Now, quickly, I just want to say that this was a show I was not looking forward to. The trailer for the show looked horrible. Like, this was a show that I was genuinely thinking of, like, not watching, honestly. I was really, like, thinking about it, not checking the show out. Then I looked at, like, not, like, reviews, but I, like, saw some of the buzz that was going around, like, after the first 3 episodes. And I was like, maybe I will. I was actually, then I was thinking, like, maybe I should check this out. And then once the final 3 episodes came out, there was so much buzz going around, I had to check this out. But yeah, the trailers looked horrible for this movie, or show. I don't know why I keep saying movie, show. Now the character itself, Riri Williams, I thought she was fine. I think that she was, interesting character in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I think Black Panther Wakanda Forever is a great movie. I love that film. And it's like in my top 20 favorite MCU films. But yeah, Riri Williams, she was fine in that movie. She was a fine, interesting character. I would like to see her again. And yeah, maybe she could be the next Iron Man. Like, a lot of people are, like, making races and all that stuff. Like, no, she can't. Like, shut up about that. Alright? She is an interesting character. I don't like her or anything, but she's an interesting character that has potential. After the show, no, she's not going to be the next Iron Man. But from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, you're like, okay, maybe she could. I was upset, not like because of any like bad reasons, just I was upset because I was kind of hoping that maybe Tony Stark's daughter from Avengers Endgame, maybe she could be the next Iron Man. And I just was kind of mad about that for a while after Black Panther Wakanda Forever came out. And then on rewatch, because I rewatched the film, I think, yesterday. And I was just like, okay. Now I think that she has potential. But then after watching the show, I was like, nah. And I'll explain why. There's something big that they do. But anyway, that's just my, like, reasons here why I was not excited for this show. But now let's actually get talking about the positives. So my first positive for this show is just like how enjoyable it is. I am very surprised after those first 3 episodes. I was like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And then the next 3 episodes, until episode 6, I was having a good time with it. I don't think it was a good show when I was watching it. But I was like, okay, this isn't a bad show. It's not a good show. It's not bad either. So I'm like, I'm having a fine time with this movie. I'm enjoying it a little bit. And yeah, I was having a good time with the show. I like the characters. Riri Williams, her mom, everything there. Her best friend, like Xavier. We introduced all these characters. The heist crew that she's in. Okay. And we get introduced to the villain of the show. It's the guy from Transformers: Rise of the Beast. That movie sucked. He was not that good in it. So I don't know if I was feeling that good about him taking like the hood or whatever in this, and he was fine again. Like he was fine in the show. He wasn't as bad as he was in Rise of the Beast. But yeah, he was fine in this show. Um, he has a weird motive. I'm not a fan of his motive in this show, and we'll talk about that in the negatives. But anyway, I had a good time with the show. Okay. The action in the show was actually pretty good. The first three episodes are really just like a heist show. When you get to the back three, it's probably when the action happens. Like in the fifth episode, we like the heist crew is going like chasing her to try and kill her because apparently she killed the Rise of the Beast guy, Parker. That's his name, Parker. Apparently, she killed his cousin John, which happened, I'm pretty sure, in the fourth episode. Or, no, I think it was the third episode. Which actually is kind of true and kind of not. Like, she just sat there and let him die, but she really had nothing to do with it. Because he tried to kill her. But anyway, so then Parker finds out and he's like, yeah, you guys are going to go kill her. And yeah, it's actually some pretty good action. She's like freaking grabbing, like anything she can find in the kitchen, really. Anything, hot pans, all this stuff. She's just chucking it at them. So I think she actually puts up a good fight for a while. Since she did battle like those blue creatures that go in the water and stuff, Nemar's crew in Wakanda Forever. So I think she has some experience here. So I thought she was pretty good. So that kitchen battle scene, I thought that was actually pretty fun. And there's a couple like individual ones. Like there's this part where this lightning guy knock off Electro. What are we doing here? He comes out like, okay, I wasn't a fan of that either. How like he's knock off Electro here. But anyway, I thought the fight scene was pretty neat. And the final battle between Parker and Riri, I thought was actually pretty fun. Like he turns into this full on vampire. He looks like Morbius. What? And they're just full on battling here. But for some reason, she gets a lot stronger because they mix the technology and the magic together. So I thought that was pretty cool. So the action in this show was pretty cool. The heist part in the first half was also pretty good. That's another positive I have for it is the heist things in the beginning. There's this one thing that they do in the cave where like you drive cars on these like tracks and they're just passing through these caves. I thought that was actually like pretty interesting. Can we get that in our world? And anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. And they make a heist there. There's another one near the start. It's at the start. Literally the first like 20 minutes of the show. With this other guy, Rampage. And they're like fighting like no, it's I forget his name. But yeah, anyway. It's his real name. Anyway, so I thought that, like, all the heists in the show were good, except for, like, this last one that's not really a heist or whatever. It's kind of like a dumb thing. But the heists throughout the show, for the first half of the show, are good. So the action, the heist, really good stuff. I thought the acting was decent. The girl who betrayed Riri Williams, I thought she was actually pretty good since she's dealing with this, like, trauma that happened in her past that we kind of talk about Wakanda Forever, but we really go into detail here, where like the show opens up with like these flashbacks of her stepdad and her best friend Natalie, who die, and like throughout the first half, the first 3 episodes, we get like these flashbacks of them, and then eventually, we actually see the full thing where I still don't know why, but these people came and just started shooting them. I kind of wish we got into detail why they came there and killed them, that we don't. And I kind of wish like it showed like a full like 4-minute scene of it, but it didn't. I kind of wanted to go into detail there. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool how she's like not cool, but like interesting how she's dealing with this trauma that happened like 5 years ago or something, and that's a lot. Losing your best friend along with your stepfather. That's a lot, like a lot. Just one person, that is just insane. But then you lose two, not good. Um, and yeah, so I thought like the actress who portrayed Riri Williams did a good job at acting like for this trauma that she's just dealing with throughout the show. Um, and yeah, the heister thought they were actually kind of fun to deal with. We got these twins, boy and girl. I thought they were fun. We get like this girl, I think her code name or whatever is Clown. She was fun. John, cousin of Parker, he was decent, I guess. He deserved to die 100%. And yeah, so I think that the crew is a lot of fun. There's this other tech person. But anyway, so the crew was a fun crew, right? It's like your normal heist movie or show. You get like this fun crew, and it was a fun crew. I don't know what happened to them. I thought they would like come back for like the final episode or something. They did not. But the show actually did put some focus on them, surprisingly. But anyway, I thought it was fun heisters. So yeah, that's really all my positives for the show. And we're gonna be talking a while for the negatives. Now, I think this show kind of gets like a little odd or ridiculous at some points. Like at one point in the show, like I think first half, like second episode or something, maybe at the end of the first, Riri like does accidentally makes like this programming of her best friend Natalie. Um, and like she accidentally did that. How do you accidentally make that program? Or she can like go into computers and stuff. She can make herself look real only when you touch her like programming stuff. So she's kind of like Jarvis in a way, with Iron Man, where basically like she's like helping her out. She's Natalie's like managing the suit and stuff. She acts like her. She talks like her. Looks like her. Obviously, I don't know. It's just kind of weird how Riri accidentally did that, in her programming or whatever. I don't know what was going on there. But still, I thought that Natalie was like, it's a fun character. She was a lot of fun in the show. So I thought that was cool. Also, another like kind of odd thing is where basically they go into this candy store. Um, her Riri and her mom, and they speak to Riri's mom's like best friend and stuff, and like cause she like snapped like a part of the cape of Parker. That's really like the bad thing that's making all these like look like lines almost like just growing on him, like they're all over his body and stuff. So that's like what's going on there. Anyway, so that's yeah. And she's still the part of him when they did another heist at this like plant place where John died. Anyway, she like goes up there. She like shows them. They go to this back room and stuff. And apparently, Riri's mom's best friend and her daughter can do magic and this stuff and all this stuff. They're girl versions of Doctor Strange. That was just odd how they just walked into a candy store and apparently the friends of them know how to do magic and they're like girl versions of Doctor Strange. Very odd. And like, why do they manage a candy store? But anyway, I just found that kind of odd. There's a couple other odd things that happened in the show that I was just like, what? But I really want to get to talking about the biggest part that I will be thinking of for probably the next week or so. So basically the ending of the show is where like Parker, well, first of all, actually, another thing I just want to mention is there's this character who's like this, I don't know, guy who creates machines. Like Riri. He's an adult and stuff, and they become friends and stuff, even though he's like 30. And they do this, and they actually, apparently, he is the son of, oh my gosh, I forget his name. It's not Octavian, I'm thinking of Octavius, like, what the frick? This isn't Spider-Man? Oblivion or something? I honestly forget his name. But it is the mentor of Tony Stark, who apparently died in a plane crash, which really we know what happens. Ironmonger. the villain of the first Iron Man film. So anyway, apparently he's the son. He's not trying to be like him. He's like this scared weirdo. He's in his 30s. Like, this guy is kind of annoying. And they make machines and stuff. They become friends, all that stuff. And then apparently he goes to prison for the heist crew, what they did. And then they break him out and stuff. And they give him these electricity power, which I talked about in my positives. It wasn't a positive, though. So he's like knockoff Electro. And has these electric powers and stuff. That was just kind of weird. We already have Electro in the universe and stuff. We don't need this guy too. And then apparently Parker can control himself, and he's making him do bad things even though he doesn't want to. And he's making him try and kill Riri. So I'm just like trying to, yeah. That's what they did here. Anyway, after that, like, Riri goes to the pizza kitchen where the heist crew is always at. It's like the beginning of the trailer where she walks in this pizza place. That's where, like, they're all at. But the crew was fired. Anyway, she goes there and stuff. Then she battles the electricity guy. And then she puts this thing on him where Parker can't control him anymore. Joe. It's not even his real name, though. Anyway, that's what happens. Puts the thing on him. He's fine. Then she goes, battles Parker. He looks like Morbius. I already said that. My positives, all that stuff. Battle's awesome. Had a lot of fun with that. Beats him. Like, finally takes the cape off of him. Now, then she leaves downstairs. And we're like, all right, show's wrapping up. I think that's a good ending there. I mean, it's a fine ending. It wasn't a good ending. It's a fine ending. This was a nothing show. All right, cool. And then everything just goes kind of like into chaos. Where this guy just sitting at the dinner spot. We saw him like in episode 4 and 5 where he's like, kind of like the guy who gave Parker the cape and all. He gave him the cape. And we actually, at the start of episode 6, we show like this heist that John and Parker make and stuff. Then he runs into that guy, the same guy who's talking to Riri, and he like gives him the cape and stuff. And they make the deal with the devil, like Ghost Rider, even though Ghost Rider films are absolute crap. I hate those films. Even the first one is not good. A lot of people say it's actually not that bad. It sucks. Second one is one of the worst movies ever made, but the first one sucks. Anyway, it's like that though when they make him the deal with the devil. And that's what they do in this show. And we'll talk about what they do in a second. So, like, huge spoilers here. If you haven't seen, like, the back half or the entire show or whatever, I'm about to go in, like, the full spoiler mode. So, like, you've been warned, alright? But anyway, so yeah, this guy, he gave the cape and stuff. That's why all those, like, scars or marks or whatever lines just go up there, like all over Parker's body and all. Anyway, so the deal with the devil. Now, we get into this, like, when she goes downstairs after defeating Parker and gets the cape. Not for the power, she wants to destroy it or whatever. She runs into him, have a seat and stuff, and he's like, whatever you want, I can give you. And then we find out who she is speaking with is Mephisto. Which blew my mind. I was just in shock here. And yeah, it's Mephisto. We don't see him in his, like, devil form. We just see him in his human form, which actually I think he looks good. I don't know the actor's name, but I think that he played pretty good. And then once and we can see him, like, going in, like, this devilish voice at some points when he laughs and all. And then once he, like, says, I'm Mephisto, whoa. That was just crazy stuff. I really did not expect him to do that. We've been waiting so long in the MCU. When are we going to get Mephisto? Finally got him. And yes, we do not see him in his devil form. But when he, like, picks up a spoon, you can see, like, this reflection of him in his devil form. It's only, like, a second reflection on his spoon of his devil form, which is pretty cool, neat and stuff. I really hope they don't trash it like they did with Noel in the Venom films. Even though I'm happy that universe is done, they still trashed Noel. I thought he had potential here. And here, too, I think we have, like, a little bit of potential with Mephisto, which, actually not little, I think we have a huge potential with Mephisto. Please do not scrap him. We gotta move on. So anyway, like, he's like, I can give you whatever you want. She's like, no, there's nothing I really want. And then all she really wants is, like, to bring back Natalie. So, she makes the deal with the devil. Now, it like cuts like flashbacks here where she like actually sees Natalie and stuff, where she's painting, and Natalie just walks up. She's like, "Oh, no, you're the illusion again," and actually sees her. So, we thought that this show would end happily ever after. All right, happily ever after. Yay! Just ended like that. Where most of the movies, MCU movies and shows, like basically all of them, and where we have this crew, like in Thunderbolts, we have this crew of villains and stuff, bad people, and then by the end of the film, they actually turn into good guys, and they change throughout the film. That's what the Guardians of the Galaxy. We have a group of thieves, criminals, and then by the end of the film, they're actually the protectors of the galaxy now. They're good people now. Same with the Avengers, where they're not really bad people, they're good people, but like in phase one, like throughout the films, of Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, they are not like fully good people. And then by the end of the film, they like learn responsibility and learn that they have to protect the Earth, and all that stuff. So yeah, and there's a bunch, like so many other movies and shows that do the same thing. But here they don't do that. It's the tragedy of Riri Williams. That's what everyone on the internet is calling it. Instead of it being like a redemption arc or an origin story. It's not either of those. It's not. And really, she is kind of a bad person now. Well, I wouldn't say bad person, but basically, like in Ghost Rider, how Johnny Blaze or whatever like ruins his life with the devil, where it brings back his dad and stuff. It's actually a lie, and his dad dies. But anyway, what they do here is, yeah, she shakes the hand of Mephisto, and she shakes his hand, and now she made the deal with the devil. She's gonna bring back Natalie to life, but it's gonna cost her her soul. So that happens. She shakes his hand. Intense stuff. Why would she do that? And then she's painting. Then Natalie walks up. She's like, "Oh, it's illusion." Touches her, and she's like, "Oh no, it's real." Like hugs and stuff. Sweet moment. Then you look on her arm, and she's starting to get like those marks that like scar the red stuff that Parker got. Because she exchanged her soul like Parker did. She exchanged her soul. Which, and then it just ended. That was the cliffhanger. There's a little post-credit scene. It has nothing to do with that. It's just like Parker walking up to the candy shop, talking to the magic girls, like, "Can you help me with your magic and stuff?" But anyway, it was huge. I was in shock. I'm going to think about this ending for a while. Like, the next week or so, I'm going to be still thinking about this ending. Everything else, no. It's a forgettable show, but then that ending really just is the topping of the cake, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what to say there. I really don't. I don't know why they did this, because it's such a random thing to do. I thought they would do that in like a bigger movie or show, but they decided to do it with IronHeart, where it's not a redemption arc, it's not an origin story. They just really wanted to ruin Riri Williams, where you can't even really side with her anymore. Like, she's a fine, nice little character in Wakanda Forever, right? She's nothing special. They decided to give her a show. First half, she joins criminals to make money, okay. But our lead character, the character we are rooting for, decides to join a group of criminals. And people are getting hurt and stuff. Yeah, she doesn't kill anybody, but she's still kind of a bad person. Even though, same point, like, she decides, I don't really want to do this anymore. You're hurting people, okay. But then she decides at the end to exchange her soul to Mephisto. I don't even know if she knew that she's exchanging her soul, but she did, to Mephisto, to get Natalie back. Okay, I would have asked for Gary back as well, her stepdad, but whatever. She gets her back and stuff, but now she's getting the marks on her and stuff, and she's probably going to get powers and all, but she's going to turn into a bad person. A villain, I'd like to say. So, I don't know if they're going to do an Ironheart Season 2, or we're going to see her again in some sort of, in like Black Panther 3, we might see her again. She might be the villain of that. We don't know. So either Ironheart Season 2 or Black Panther 3 or some sort of other Marvel project, we're going to see her again. Or if they do that Young Avengers film with like Kate Bishop, all that stuff. Maybe Black Panther's son will be in there, all that stuff, and then Riri Williams joins that, even though she's probably gonna be the villain of that. Yeah, so I think that's either what they're gonna do. So I don't know. Jeez, I've been talking for a long time. Also, guys, quickly before I end the video, actually we gotta get to the ratings. I actually forgot about that. I did a survey on my post section. You can go check that out, where I asked like which video would you guys want to do, and the winner of that was like best and worst movies of the year. I will do all of them. I did like a Blu-ray collection video, or I will be doing that, a hot takes video, best of the decade video, yeah, best and worst of the year. Don't think I forgot about those videos. I promise all 4 of them. I will give them to you probably sometime this summer. Well, for sure sometime this summer. Next week, I will start doing those. Just there's some videos and shows I had to catch up on, like IronHeart. I'm going to go for round 2 with Jurassic World Rebirth soon. There's a couple other movies that dropped on streaming that I need to check out. And I have to do reviews for those, all that stuff. A ranking for Jurassic Park movies is going to be coming soon. All that stuff. But like once I finish those, then we'll get talking. Anyway, I've been talking a lot. Let's head to the ratings. Alright, so I'm going to give IronHeart a 5 out of 10. I thought this was an okay show, where I did enjoy it. I had a good time with it. The action was a lot of fun. The characters were also really fun. But there are a lot of decisions in this show that I thought were just not done well, and there's some really odd and strange things in the show that I wasn't a fan of. And that ending, still can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So I'll be thinking about this decision at the end. And my rating could change, but I really doubt it. I think it's a fine, forgettable show that I'll probably never watch again. But yeah, that's why I'm giving IronHeart a 5 out of 10. I'll see you in the next one.